Okay. So this scenario is you've been asked to help out. How can we remedy the situation? Well, we can come up with policy. It says no flash drives. Now, that is just a piece of paper, though, right? We probably would have to do something else on the computer side of the house, right? What would we have to do? Okay, so disable USB ports. Okay, put locks on USB port thingy. Is that what you said? uh, all right, virus scan machines and devices. Mm. Well, you mean like the plug and play feature? Or are you talking that it actually will scan it? So most antiviruses will do that if you plug in a peripheral. But whether or not the operating system does that, I don't know about all that. That's usually an antivirus that you'll have to pay for. But for our particular purposes here, we can make sure that all the systems in the school, specifically in the lab, we got to make sure that they're all running antivirus software and that the software is kept up to date with regular updates. Specifically, we can make sure by doing that hopefully we can help prevent any known viruses from entering the school's lab and being transferred to student files on the USBs as well. We may want to actually take a look at whether or not we allow removable media installed, which is the top two up here, right? We can actually come up with a policy and just say, hey, no more flash drives, disable it, put actual lock. I've seen organizations do put epoxy in USB before to make sure people don't use it. So we can do a lot of different things here. We can also just maybe set up these things called thin clients. Has anybody ever seen or heard of those before? So those are essentially, they don't provide any disk storage or removable media, but you can do a lot of the primary things like download apps or mess with spreadsheets and word processing, and that would actually give us a chance to eliminate any of the dangers with viruses. So whenever we're talking about smart cards, though, there's two different types of smart cards, right? We talked a little bit earlier in the week about the common access cards, which is oftentimes in the Department of Defense, and that's how we implement PKI, as well as over on the other federal employees, we use this thing called the PIV card. So the PIV card is just really the same. And it was implemented by, let me just put those in there so everybody, you have those for personal enrichment here. So the Common Access Card, with a CAC, and then also the PIV card, which is the Personal Identification Verification card. So after September 11th, 2001, the federal government said, hey, you know what? We got to be smarter with the way that we're doing things. And they implemented this thing called Homeland Security. You recall that? From Homeland Security, there was a bunch of presidential directives. So I believe George Bush was the president at the time. So Homeland Security, presidential directive number 12 said that everyone doing business with the federal government must have at least a national agency check, preferably, which is a NAC, that's a type of background investigation, preferably with written inquiries. So, and that is a NAC-I. So actually going through and filling out, what's the favorite form that we love to fill out for clearances? SF-86. And because we've given the keys to our proverbial kingdoms, including our personal identifiable information, SF-86 holds a lot of data on it. But our friends over at OPM, who conveniently back in October leaked or were hacked, and 41 million federal government records could have been exposed through that hack. But with smart cards, common access control, the PIV, you'll see both of these on the exam. Both of these on the exam. There'll probably be one question on that. So keep that in mind as you're going through and studying for your excellence.
I have a question.